Hello, I want to thank everyone for listening to my heart. We want to kind of follow up with the last one we did about the who runs this city, and in understanding that we talked about it being us that runs the city, or us as individuals. So in doing that, let me just say a lot of people always ask me to run for office, or I should run for office. That's not really my focus. Honestly, if that is where I'm led to do something, that is fine. I understand being a part of the systems, or so that we can internally understand them, so then we can internally help change them, because it's just like being a part of the system. When you see where the system is wrong, you know how to fix it or help to recreate the new systems that need to be in place to give our people a meaningful life and existence. So what I want to be focused on is organizing information and being a synthesizer. And a synthesizer synthesizes information and puts it in a way that people can understand it, so then they can use it for what they need to as a tool to grow. So I'm here to help you ask yourself questions. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm here to help you understand how to think and to see another way to perceive information. So I upgrade technology, because when we really understand in any construct of spirituality that we are eternal spirits, and that this body is just a human machine. It's a machine that this spirit is working in now. So we know how people do. We don't like to read instructions. So since we don't like to read instructions to know the intricate working of our human body, then we don't understand exactly how we're supposed to do better. So everything is made in the human image. When you look at every outside technology there is on the face of this planet, they studied the human body to figure out how to create that technology. So when you look at the structure of the eye and how the eye is made and how it actually reflects light because of the different layers of the cornea, that's how they actually came up with how to make cameras or glasses. They studied the inner ear to understand how the eardrum works and how sound vibrates through it to send messages to the brain to understand how to create certain technology. So understand, we think we're in an age where technology is so amazing, but actually what it is desensitizing our humanity, and it's taking us to the place where we don't value our inner technology. So one of the first things we look at in inner technology is food. Food is so this human suit, this machine, can run. Now, we want to eat everything out of a can and that type of thing. Well, actually, you grow your food in the ground, because the dirt and everything gives your food genetic coding to tell your body how to work. So food is not for taste. It's not the taste good, or I just have a taste for this, or I want this. It is what does your body actually need. So food is genetic coding to tell your body how to work together on the inside. So when you eat an apple, it has certain nutrients and enzymes and hormones in it that go into your body, into your bloodstream, and go to your heart, your lungs, your stomach, and it tells them how they're supposed to work together. It sends signals. So when you eat food that is synthetic, it sends the wrong signals to your body on how to work together, how to transmit the signals and the light energy that's coming through you. So eating food is highly important in how we eat. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I need to fast right now. Not because I eat terrible, but I know I'm not eating the things that my body needs. So not eating is just like eating junk food. You feel what I'm saying? You have to put the proper things in your body. So when we understand our inner technology and who we are as a person and the ability that we have. So when we look, we are a divine element that has become weakened, and we became weakened in our human traits that have become predominant, and we are not able to carry our prosperity with moderation anymore. Because if we would come back to what we valued, and that's valuing the human spirit. So we only destroy what we don't value, and we only value what we understand. So because we don't truly understand the magnitude of the greatness of this human form, of what our spirits have, we don't truly value humans. You know, oh, he ain't gonna do nothing, oh, he's this, he's that. But if you truly look at each human as a unique, brilliant creation that has the ability to bring forth some sort of life or creation to your community, then you begin to understand and value things in a whole different way. So I think one of the main things we want to focus on is valuing each other, valuing our human form, and knowing how divine we truly are. So even getting into our divinity, let's talk about thoughts. Okay, thoughts are, because 3 levels of creation are thought, word, and deed. The ruling mental state of a person determines their destiny. Your environment causes mental changes to occur internally thus rewiring the brain. So let's even look at the what they call the projects. Why were they created? Why were they put into certain place? Why were certain external environments created for the Black community? Because they knew it would change our internal state. So by changing our mindset and putting us in a place to only be ruled by certain things, it changed our internal makeup. Which then you look at diabetes, you look at high blood pressure. Why are these things so-called more prevalent in our Black males or in the Black community? It's because of the external things, like the stuff they tell us is soul food. I appreciate some mac and cheese, and I don't eat pork, but we have to look at all this stuff. All this stuff, yes, some fats are good. I'm not saying that. Some fats are good. They're healthy. But when you look at food that was all we had to eat because we're good at making things last and surviving, and then we call that soul food, what is that food really doing to our soul? When we look at our original African brothers and sisters, they don't eat all the sugar we eat. Now that is my problem. Sugar. I eat way too much sugar, but sugar is a drug. And then, as you know, as a melanated person, because let's get and understand who we are as melanated people, this melanin in our skin actually makes our human internal makeup different. I know they say everyone is the same, but they are not. Because of our levels of melanin, we have a different ability, a different adaptability to certain things. Do you know that certain drugs adapt inside of a Black person's makeup and literally changes the inside of them because of how adaptable our melanin is? Like cocaine. Cocaine is one of the worst drugs for Black people. It makes them superhuman to a degree. It does the opposite sometimes. But there's a lot of things that we have to understand about who we physically are. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. It's real. Your blood is stronger. You have more DNA in your blood because you have an older specimen. So that means you actually have access to older information, because everything in your DNA can become a thought. A thought is an actual force of substance. Even though it is invisible, thoughts are like electricity that travel through all the thinking stuff, the Higgs boson and the quantum field that makes up our entire universe. So they did research in 1887 about the ether field, because now I'm going to take you back for a second. In the spiritual system, a lot of people don't understand, after slavery, there was something what they call the Azusa, and anybody who's a Christian knows about the Azusa festival. Well, Azusa Street is where they started seeing the manifestations of the Holy Spirit. They saw people being healed and fingers growing back and, all types of things happening. And who was leading that Azusa Street ministry was a Black ex-slave. So after Black people got free, there was a spiritual movement that took over the United States in the late 1800s that really swept the country, with people going into this supernatural spirit of knowing and understanding. And let's remember, when the slaves first got over here, they were saying kumbaya, kumbaya, ja. You feel what I'm saying? So we got to understand who we've been turned against. Either way. So they had this great spiritual revival. So you know what happens? Of course, like I don't want to be funny, but all good white people, they want to study it. How are they doing this? And there were white people included. I mean, it was a mixture of people, but the people leading it were the African who were just free from enslavement. So they went in to study what is happening. What is this God consciousness? What is this spirit that these people are talking about? So they did research in 1887, and it was called the ether field study. And you can look it up, and you can also look up in 1986 the Nature peer-reviewed Michelson-Morley experiment with matter as force, and all matter is held together by force. All matter is held together by force. So in studying this ether field, they found out that the consciousness of God is real. There is something that is connecting all of us. There is an empty field that we cannot see that is flowing between all of us all the time. Okay, because remember, our atom is 99% empty space. So in that empty space, what is flowing in between the atom? This ether field. So what are bringing these fields together? Thoughts, because thoughts are forces of substance. So therefore, so as a man thinketh, so is he. So as a community, when we get on one sound, one accord, and we all think the same thoughts, and that doesn't mean we all got to think to go to this street, but if we all think within the construct of love, if we all think within the construct of righteousness, if we all think within the construct of joy, then we are all going to meet in the same place. And that is the purpose and the mission. But let's go even deeper when we're talking about thoughts, okay? Because we tell people, pray, 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 pray all the time, pray all the time. But do we really know? Okay, it says, all things you ask straightly and directly from inside my name will you be given. Now let's go to this inside my name for a second. In Jesus' name I pray. If you do something in the name of something, what do you actually physically do? You do what that person or whatever that name represents, right? So if you physically do that, then you are becoming. So just by saying I pray in the name of Jesus means nothing. What that quote is saying is that I pray in the spirit of I am acting as and I believe as and feel as Jesus would towards this person. So we have a lot of empty prayers because prayer is not the word, it is the intention in your heart. Ask without hidden motive and be surrounded by your answer. Be enveloped by what you desire, that your gladness be full. So you ask without hidden motive. That means no attachment to how the prayer comes. I can't pray for myself to get a new car. God, help me get a new car. I want to get a new car. I want to get a new car. I want to get a new car, which is a whack prayer. But either way, I ain't going to say whack, but we can pray for bigger things and those things come in between. But either way. So if I get hit by a bus to get the money to get a new car, but I got a broke leg, am I mad with God? I wasn't specific. I didn't ask directly from inside my heart. I asked for something that I wanted, and I had an attachment to how I wanted it to happen. I thought God was going to send me a check. I thought somebody was going to give me something, but no, I had to go through something kind of painful to make it happen. So now am I upset with God? So I can't pray for something to happen. I can't pray for somebody to be my husband. I have to pray for that man to be the man that he's supposed to be. And if in turn that means he's going to be my husband, cool. But I can't stand there and pray, God, let him be my husband. Make her for me. Make her for me. No, that's silly. If I really love someone, I just want them to be who they're supposed to be, whether it's with me or not. That's true love. You praying for control. You praying out of selfishness. You praying out of a place that is not righteousness, joy, and peace. So we have to really learn to check ourselves in our prayer and what our real intention is. I can't pray for the mayor to lose the race. I have to pray for God to do whatever he's supposed to be done. I have to pray without attachment, without what I want to see happens. So we have to feel as if the prayer has already been answered. We invoke our senses to the feeling of the accomplished prayer. See, that's why we don't see miracles. There's a medicineless hospital in Beijing. Look it up. And in there, they heal people without medicine. They do it through thought. They do it through prayer. They do it through meditation, through the chi, through the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it. But it's from the intention. So when we understand that as a part of this human body, every thought, which is a substance, not seen, okay, it produces a chemical in our blood. So that chemical in our blood flows through our body, okay? And as it flows through our blood and through our body, it tells our body we're happy, we're sad, we're glad, we're frustrated, okay? Then your heart pumps. Your heart actually gives off a natural electricity, a natural frequency, okay? And this is scientific study Dr. Greg Braden and Dr. Bruce Lipton. And you can find the information about the Heart Math Institute and about the study about the frequency of the heart. What they can measure is an electrical current that comes from the heart up to 20 feet. So when you walk in a room, whatever you're feeling in your heart does vibrate and penetrate into the atmosphere that other people can literally feel. So, and that's as far as they can measure. So therefore, when a person is about to, or a person's heart stops, what do? They shock them. So if you want already electricity, I couldn't use electricity to wake you up. So your heart is electricity that's pushing off electricity everywhere you go. So when I think I'm happy, my heart is literally pushing out a vibration of happiness that can touch others. So when we understand our inner technology, we have the ability to heal. If I can put you in a radiation machine and pass you through colors, because we have to even understand deeper, colors are light frequencies. Light frequencies are actual emotions and feelings and thoughts. So what you have to understand is the color blue don't mean something or make you feel a certain way for no reason. It operates in a certain frequency that hits your frequency that then in turn causes a certain feeling. So we got to understand this machine we in. We don't understand who and what we are. And it's in the Bible, it's in the Tao, it's in the hidden, the Dead Sea Scrolls. It's there. The information is scientifically there. So either way, so my heart space sends out an energy. So therefore, why is it I can put someone through radiation and cancer, but I can't let the radiation of the goodness of the love that's of Jesus in my heart be able to radiate and heal them? I guess because I don't have enough radiation, do I? I guess I don't have enough Jesus, do I? So, all I'm saying is that if Jesus and God is perfect love, why are we so busy fussing and fighting over a name? The name means something. Like I was telling someone the other day, they were like, I'm going to go pay respects to the person that passed away. I was like, how are you going to go pay respects? I said, I'm going to go see the body. I said, you're going to go see the body and that's how you pay respects? I said, when you really think deeply, that's not paying respects. That's being nosy to see how the body look because the spirit ain't there no more. That's not paying respect to the spirit of the man. Who was that man? Did he love his children? Did he like basketball? What did he care about? You know how you pay him respect? You go see his mother once a week and have that conversation that he would have had to her. You go pick up his children and make sure they get to a basketball game once a month. You know what you do? However he passed away, if it was through violence, if it was through drugs, if it was through something hurtful, if it was through diabetes, in honor of the respect you have for that man, you pay your respects every day by choosing something different, by learning from their life. That's how we live forever. That's how our legacy carries on to new places. So we just want to get into a place of understanding creation is informing ourselves of ourselves. And prayer is an inner technology. And so we have to state the intent in our heart and through words, because prayer is nothing but words and intention. And when they match and they come together, they create. So we want to begin to understand our inner technology and the power of speaking life. Speak life. Live a humble and meek life. Just understand how to be able to control the impulses of evil and anger that overtake us. And understand we don't have to have this big revolution. It is an evolution of our inner technology that is going to change the world. So understand your power. Understand what you have the ability to accomplish. And understand that you are the key. You are the key to world domination. Peace and love.